Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're back on the Dodge. Finally, we're working on the Dodge again. It's like 14 above today. Tropical heat wave here in the old tundra. But yeah, so we are working on my Dodge, and we made some pretty big advances towards driving it. So we got the duals back on the rear axle, the dual wheels. So we got those back on. Beard's freezing up. Got those on. The rear drive shaft is hooked up. It's fully bolted on. So I'm very excited about that. Only took me 4.5 months of trying to find the right damn U-joint strap kit. So we got that figured out. Right now I just finished up the front steering. So now all the steering is hooked up on the Dodge as well. So I got that done. We ended up disconnecting all the wiring as well from the cab. So I'm going to reloom, rewire everything, tape off plugs and stuff I'm not going to be using. So yeah, we got that figured out. So I'm excited about that as well. I'm going to flip this camera around and show you guys some of the stuff. So right here, you can see that we got the new pitman arm on. The nut, it's not all the way seated as you can tell, but that's okay. We got this on here, the castle nut. Here's the drag link. There's it bolted up there. So I'm very, very happy with that. So now, theoretically, if I lifted the front end off the ground, because I don't want to do it as is because the pump's not hooked up or anything, I'd be able to turn the wheels, so this one and this one obviously, with the steering wheel. So that has me very, very, very excited. I don't know if you can see back there, but drive shaft's there all the way up to the transfer case. I'll bring it back there and show you guys. But yeah, I am just so excited. I got some really good news with this truck as well, so I'm going to go over that as well. Quick side note, how do you guys like my workstation? Good old tarp, some tools, the cutoff wheel. Here's some parts here and tools. Here's the inside of this. You guys have seen a lot of footage on that though. But yes, duals are on both sides. So I got to measure because we're going to build a flatbed for this. So I got to measure that. But yeah, drive shaft and oh, come on, drive shaft. So yeah, I'm excited. We are getting close. Okay, so the good news with this truck is we ended up doing a whole bunch of mods and upgrades to the 6.0 that's sitting in the front yard over there. Anyway, so in doing that, I did some research the other day. Turns out the fast fuel system we put on the 6.0, I can run on my 12L. I just got to really monitor the fuel pressure so I don't blow seals and stuff, which that's fine with me. So we can do that now, so I'm excited about that. And then I also discovered I only need a few more things and we'll be able to start this truck for the first time since I've tore it all apart and rebuilt it. It'll be able to move on its own power, steer on its own power, and I'm so excited. So yeah, so we're gonna be going over that. I'm gonna probably clean all this stuff up out here because I'm done out here for the day, I believe. So I'm gonna clean all that up, take my measurements, figure out some other measurements on the bolts, and then yeah, we'll go over the wiring harness with you guys in the garage. So let's get it. And we're back. It's a new day from the first few clips that were in this video. I'm back working on the first gen again. I want to get this thing running here soon, so I'm just trying to get as much done now as I can while it's somewhat warm outside. So I got the transfer case skid plate here. Cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna paint it. That way it looks halfway presentable anyway. Got a lot of stuff off there. I'll flip the camera around so you can see it, and yeah, tell me what you think. So here she is. Got a lot off. You can see all this, and then that over here is from this guy. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just wanted a paintable surface, so this will work good enough for me. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. I also went ahead and torqued the front leash here, that side and that side, so those are both torqued down. Got the steering shaft torqued down as well, so that looks good. Next thing I want to do is I want to flip these core support bolts, so this doesn't stick up so high so the radiator fits better. So I'm going to flip this one, and I'm going to flip this one to get that in there. And then I want to move on to removing that shock bolt on this side. I stripped the dang thing out. I mean, it is what it is. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Another thing we got figured out is I got all the measurements for the dually bed here, so I'll be able to start making the dually flatbed. One thing I do like, because I like stance, I like the wide, so I measured it to the edge of this one, so then technically this will stick out somewhat. So I'm gonna do that. But I also got the new rear lift with the leaf springs, U-bolts ordered, so that is on the way as well. So we'll have that, so it won't sit leaning anymore. So we'll get that figured out. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some paint and paint that. So I'll see you guys here in a couple. Alrighty, everybody. I got the radiator or core support where the radiator meets the bolts flipped, so that'll fit better now. I can come over here. I got some paint on the bottom side of this T-case bracket. Ended up doing some painting on the door and on the rocker and cab corner. I noticed a little bit of rust forming, so I cleaned it up, hit them with some dissolving spray for rust, cleaned it, and then painted it. Yes, the paint looks like shit on here. Yes, I did a shitty job. I know. I get it. This is just to keep it from rusting for now. I'm going to have it professionally painted and brought in the whole 9 yards. I'm just trying to butter up as best as I can while I can. But this will all be repainted. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys that. I got to run to town. I'm going to get some transmission to frame bolts. And then I'm also going to get the AC condenser bolts. So I'm going to run to town and I will catch up with you guys here soon. Hey guys, so I don't know if it was just me struggling to find the right size or what it was, but if you guys are wondering, the rear drive shaft to transfer case has the same U-joint strap kit as a 6.7 Power Stroke, which is 331-10. That's the part number for Napa and Moog, if I'm pronouncing that correct. But I searched and searched and searched and bought 3 different kits and none of them fit, but that's the correct part number, is 331-10 for the U-joint strap kit for the rear drive shaft to front, rear shaft front to transfer case. Just so you guys know. I just thought I'd put that in there because I struggled, so maybe someone else is. Thank you. Hey everybody, so it's quite a while later from the first part of this video with the first gen. But we were back on the first gen grind and got a lot done since the first part of this video. So I'm gonna flip this around and walk you guys over everything that I've done and gone through. Making huge steps in the right direction. Soon should be able to start it and hear it run for the first time since the rebuild, which is pretty big, pretty important to me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, let us flip this around and show you guys what we're looking at. Alrighty, so starting at the injection pump, I tore all the front off and timed it to top dead center, put a bolt in there, pulled the pump out, and I added, damn it, dropped one of them sockets. I added 11 degrees of timing because this was originally a VE pump. Now it's a P71 pump. It's going to have big injectors, big turbo, all the fuel. So I wanted to add 11 for now and see how it handles it. I also need the upgraded harmonic balancer, but in time. I added the torque technology overflow banjo for the pump. There's the oil feed line there. I got to figure that out because it doesn't want to thread on there properly. I got the AFC line, reference line all installed and buttoned up. I got the cylinder head blocked off there with 2 ports. I don't know if I gotta cap those or if I gotta run them into something. I'm gonna figure that out. I got different plugs inside the holes inside of the block here as well. I ended up, I'm deleting my AC for now. So what I ended up doing was heating this up, blocking it and blocking it. Took the port out of here. We're gonna block that as well. So I'm deleting that. As you can see, blocks over here. I gotta bring this to town and get a plug for it. So I got that. Then I got power steering all hooked up. So both these lines are in the pump, tightened up. I'm pretty sure I've went over this a couple times, the big fuel. So what my plan is, let me get over here. So what my plan is the FASS or air dog is gonna feed into here front and side of the pump. I'm gonna have the return line here. So that one and this one are gonna meet and then go to the overflow in the tank. This, I'm gonna have a oil catch can. I'm gonna run these to an oil catch can. This is the coolant temp that I got plugged and ported for a FASS, or for a glow shift gauge. Right here we have the nipples like I was showing you for the fuel feed or return. But like I said, I don't know if I got to cap these or if I'm going to end up using these. I got to get a plug for that. So I got to figure out what size that is and plug that hole. But we got that all figured out. There's the oil feed. I should actually pull it out because I got to bring it to town. If you come up here. Oh, you also might have noticed I ended up cutting this out and getting it all ready for the intercooler. This intercooler is fucked. 50 shades of fucked. So I need a new intercooler, but it was good enough for mock-up. So got it in there, got the radiator mocked up, got it notched out for the radiator. I don't really care that I had to cut the core support. I mean, it is what it is. I'm building this to drive it and push power. I don't necessarily care for looks, plus all this is gonna be covered. So it is what it is. Ended up getting a screaming deal on the pulley for this, so that's on the way, so then I can put the serpentine belt on. I still got to figure out why the torque converter doesn't want to line up with the flex plate. I will figure that out, but I don't know, it's kind of being a pain. This turbo is dialed and ready to, almost ready to rip. These are all like extra ports. I'm going to put bolts in there just so it doesn't look like it goes to nothing. I got to get another bolt right here, it looks like, for the thermostat housing. But another big update, it is no longer a dually. So I was gonna build a show truck out of this and make it a dually and do all this extra stuff, but I don't know. I want to push power. I want to be making some power out of this truck. So I deleted the dually swap, back to the original axle with the bigger tires, added a 5-inch block to the rear. So it's got a 5-inch lift in the rear, is 6-inch in the front. So we're gonna end up also building a flatbed for the rear of this truck. I gotta hook up the drive shaft. I put a new rear pinion seal in that as well, so that won't leak anymore, thankfully. But yeah, so 5-inch lift on this first gen Dodge. It's gonna look a lot better once I have the flatbed on there. It won't look like it's riding a wheelie at all, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, so that's what we got going on right now. We're kind of contemplating color choices for this truck as well. So I'm thinking about doing, you know, this blue and then across, and then this black, or this section here black. Not 100% sure yet, but that's kind of the idea so far for this. But time will tell and we'll see what I end up with. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update and give you guys a first gen post because I haven't done one in a while and you guys deserved it. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there. So I'm going to post this and can stay tuned for more first gen stuff. This truck, I'm not going to stop now. I'm just going to keep going until I'm driving it. And then even then I'm going to keep going, just like I talked to you guys about Ruby. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Have a blessed day.